Now, opening a food business in UAE, in Dubai is difficult, right? There's so many government regulations, protocols.
Very difficult, very difficult. It looks amazing from the outside, but what's inside is very different.
I love eating desserts. Can desserts ever be healthy?
In my opinion, I think desserts are meant to be desserts.
You've started this venture with your partner. What does it take to make a successful partnership?
I think you have to be in a lot of love to have a partner as a partner. It's hard, but it's fun. Our goals are the same, and we're both gunning towards those goals.
Welcome to another inspiring episode of Women of Wonder, or Wow Women as we lovingly call it. This is our initiative to bring to you stories of empowered and ambitious women so that we can all take inspiration from them. I'm your host Reema, and today we are joined by Diva, a culinary innovator and entrepreneur whose journey from the kitchen to a boutique business is nothing short of inspiring. Let's explore her path to success, her partnership in love and business, and the myths she's ready to bust about the baking industry. Welcome to the show, Diva. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much, Reema. Pleasure.
I think we are all fan of Varak and the brand, but today we are here to learn more behind the scenes and how you got to the brand that you've built here today. So I'm going to start my first section with busting some myths. And my first question is, what do you think is the most misunderstood aspect of being a pastry chef?
I think baking is associated with cute cupcakes, sugar, chocolate, and stuff like that. But what it actually involves is a lot of dedication, a lot of physical exhaustion, because it's a lot of long hours of working in the kitchen, which baking for a day is very different from baking for years, and that's what makes you a pastry chef. So I think that's a very different conception that people have.
Wonderful. My next question is, when we are baking cakes, there's a certain quantities we need to keep in mind. So is baking more about precision or creativity? What's your take on that?
Both of them go hand in hand, but if I had to choose one, I would choose creativity. I kind of go out of my rules when it comes to baking. I like my own proportions, but creativity is the most important. That's what makes you unique, and that's what I'd like to choose.
Wonderful. And I love eating desserts. Everybody loves eating
Of
desserts,
course.
right? There are very few people who will tell me they don't like sugar and they like.
Right.
Can desserts ever be healthy?
In my opinion, no. You can be conscious while eating desserts, but I think the sheer fact that I or you would like to have a dessert is to calm ourselves or uplift
feel
our
good,
moods to
yeah.
feel good. Of course, in the market there are a lot of alternatives to sugar and a lot of other things, but in my opinion, I think desserts are meant to be desserts and make you feel good.
Guilty pleasures.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And treats once in a while.
Yeah. So I think it's good to be conscious and have a smaller portion and have it once in a while rather than to indulge. That's my principle. Yeah.
Do you eat all the desserts that you bake here?
First time when we actually do a lot of trials, I'm being the guinea pig and a lot of other people in my family, and once it's out there then I'm so done with it and I don't eat it. But initially there's a lot of trials, and that's when I try my dessert.
Now, opening a food business in Dubai is difficult, right? There's so many government regulations, protocols, permissions that you need to take. Walk us through it. What does that look like?
Very difficult, very difficult. It looks amazing from the outside, but what's inside is very different. I and Preet, when we started Varak, little did we know that this is what it is inside. But honestly, if you have a lot of that passion of opening something or opening up a dessert store, it could be simpler. The visas of the employees that you're going to have, obtaining a trade license, having an insurance for everybody, getting a car. So many things attached. These are the kind of things that you can't even see when you're running a business. But a lot of protocols, a lot of challenges when that's concerned.
But congratulations, you've managed to navigate all those protocols and we are here today. There are lots of women who like to bake at home, right? But does baking at this scale require expensive equipment?
No, not at all. When I started, I had my small little home oven, and that's all you need. You just need to go for it. You need no expensive equipment as such.
And the latest trend is going vegan, right? Dairy-free, gluten-free. There's so many new diets and new fads coming. Do you think a good pastry chef can cater to all of these?
That's not my forte, but there are some amazing brands out there who are getting into gluten-free and dairy-free and vegan, and they're great, but it needs a lot of precision, for them to taste good. So yeah, it's not my personal forte. I would still prefer eggs and butter and flour and milk. over the dairy free. But of course, a lot of people who are very health conscious have allergies and can resort to that. But yeah, that is what's the latest trend
That's
in the
latest,
market.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think everybody I know is kind of following some
All
diet.
right. Yeah.
All right. Let's start with your journey, Diva. Where did it all start? How did entrepreneurship come into your life, and how did Varak came into being as we see it today?
So I was 20, as I said, when I started baking.
And how long ago? I'm not asking your age, but how long ago was that?
It's been 12, 14 years now, about 12 to 13 years when I first started baking professionally. And it all started from my mom's kitchen, of course. I've seen her bake all my life. Since I was 12 years old, I've seen her bake. I've helped her bake in her kitchen while she was baking. And when I finished college and university and stuff, that's when I baked my first cupcakes, my first batch of 6 cupcakes, gave it to a friend. The family loved it a lot. They decided to place an order for 500 cupcakes. And
Wow.
that was my first order. And that is when I think I started my professional life as a pastry chef. I'm self-taught. And yeah, that's where it started. 3 years from baking from home in India. Post that, I opened up a small little kitchen, hired a chef, hired like help and stuff, grew it, and got married to Preet. 6 years later, after opening the first store in India, is when I got married to Preet. We decided to move to Dubai. He was already in Dubai, and we decided to start Varak from scratch, a different brand, and here we are with a lot of Preet's experience and my experience in the kitchen.
What were the initial challenges you faced through your journey? And I think 3 years ago was like COVID times, isn't it?
Honestly, COVID kind of helped us in a way, but in terms of challenges, especially when we started Varak, Dubai was a very competitive market, right? There are a lot of big brands from all over the world. So for us to make our way through it was tough, but I think product speaks for itself. When your product is unique and different, it's easier to kind of get into that market.
You've kind of organically grown your way
Yeah.
through, right?
Yeah.
With
A
your
lot of word of
brands and
mouth.
your products. Are most of these products designed in-house? Who does the thinking behind what's the next big launch that we're doing?
A lot of it is from our experiences and what we've eaten as kids. A lot of it comes to nostalgia. Who thinks about the process? It's me and Preet both, of course. But then there are a lot of trials that the products go through for it to be on the Varak menu.
You've started this venture with your partner. So, partner in love and life and business. What does it take to make a successful partnership? And how's Preet to work with?
I think you have to be in a lot of love to have a partner as a partner, like a lot of love. It's hard, but it's fun. So it's good in terms of having boundaries between personal and professional life. I would like to break a myth that you cannot balance a personal. There are times when we're having lunch together and we go from talking about home and our house help to work and to cakes and to what's next. So there's no boundary. It's amazing. I think we've made peace with it. We kind of enjoy it. The idea is to enjoy that relation that we have, and it's amazing. It's been beautiful. I think both of us get the best of ourselves into the brand, and that's what Varak is.
Your partnership reminds me of Mama Earth in a way, right? So Ghazal and Varun,
Okay,
partners.
yeah,
They were partners.
yeah.
They started Mama Earth, and
Yeah.
Mama Earth is now a
Is
global
amazing.
brand, right?
Right,
So
right.
wishing you here that Varak also becomes a global brand at some time. Just talk to us about, how do you incorporate sustainability, make sure the quality of the ingredients are really good? What does that process look like?
So in my journey in the last 10 years, what I've realized is that the ingredient is key, is what makes you unique, is what makes your product different, right? I make a cake and you make a cake with the same recipe, it's going to turn out different because the ingredients you're using are different. And over the last couple of years, especially when I moved to Dubai and I was exposed to a lot more ingredients, and I've got this habit of picking up any item from the supermarket and looking at the ingredients behind and seeing how pure it is, or what, if it's how good it is in terms of what is it made of, not a lot of sugar, the percentage of sugar. So I think that's very important to choose your ingredient right, and that's what gives you your best product.
Which are your favorite ones from the Varak brand?
I think the brittles are the best sellers that everybody loves, and I do too. It's like, you want your movie night, you're sorted, your evening snack, your morning breakfast, your late night movie. I think it's the brittles. The brittles and the trifles.
We've all got to try those brittles and trifles, but Varak has captivated on the latest marketing trends, the latest social trends. Who manages the social media and marketing
It's purely
department?
Preet. I think we have to dedicate that to Preet. And today, social media is up there, right? More than your product today, I think social media speaks for what your product is, and it's all Preet. The content has been completely changed, and it's all Preet.
And
He
how do
comes up
you
with-
and Preet divide your work in the kitchen?
So Preet doesn't enter my kitchen, and I don't enter Preet's territory of growth and operations and marketing and the social media. So I think it's very well defined.
So, most successful businesses are successful when the partners and the founding people and, the leadership team has complementary skill sets. Like Apple is a great example, right? So between Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, the way they've built this mega superpower across the world. So talking about your business, what skills do you and Preet bring to the table which are complementary, and how does this work?
A couple of things I'd like to elaborate here. So I think Preet is quite a visionary where he would like to see the brand at a certain place, right? And I can work in the kitchen tirelessly. So he's got the product for him to grow, for him to take to places. And I know I have somebody to take my product to go to places. So that's what keeps us going. Our goals are the same, and we're both gunning towards those goals, right? And on different paths leading to the same direction, which is what.
So the goals are the same, but have you ever had conflict? Have you ever fought on, aise hi hoga, right?
Of course. The good thing is we do have conflicts, which is a good thing because then you have two brains coming in and we see things from different angles. So I'll tell you a short story. We didn't have brownies on our menu for the longest time, right? This is pertaining to product. And Preet said that brownie is something that everybody likes. It's a mass product. Why don't we have it on the menu? And I, at Varak, like to have products that are very different and unique that probably other bakeries don't have. So I said, I'm never going to have a brownie on the Varak menu. Then he said, you know what, it's really the kids and the big fan following for brownies, and that's when we introduced our brownies. He forced me, he kind of pushed me and motivated me to create a batch of brownies that was as different as I could do. And there's very little you can do to brownies. I mean, yes, you can have sneaker brownies, Ferrero Rocher brownies, which I really didn't want to go towards. So we created clean brownies, which are gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and dairy-free, and nut-free. So for people who have a lot of allergies. And that's how it came. So that's how we have conflicts, and then we kind of look into our path and we kind of grow.
It's really interesting to see that conflicts are good.
Yeah,
and conflicts are good for a business if they are used positively to grow the business.
Exactly.
And it's good to have difference of opinions, but it's the whole
mission.
It
kind of pushes me, it kind of pushes him. We both uplift, and that's what Varak is, right?
So you guys work 7 days of the week, every day, and burnout is real. Right?
Definitely,
So how do you manage, detox yourself, take time off in this busy, and you're at the startup stage, you're the first 3 years of the business are the founding years of a business.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have to believe the kind of love we have for Varak to do that kind of a thing that we do. But I think what we balance, there's nothing called balance. We do not have that, but we take our breaks. During the day, we're like, let's just go for lunch. Let's just go for a coffee. And like I said before, we've made peace that it's us, it's him and me. We're going to talk work, we're going to talk home, and we've just found fun in that. We've just made it our life. I remember it was New Year's and it was the 1st of January, and we were like, okay, so and the store was shut. 1st of Jan was the only day where we shut because we just wanted to keep it closed. And we're like, okay, what do we do? And we have nothing to do. And we're like, let's just go to Varak. And we came to Varak on the 1st of January, just him and me. And it is just crazy. So I think we just find peace in that.
And happiness in that.
Totally. That's what keeps us going.
All right. So I'm very excited to move on to my next section, which is rapid fire round or direct dil se. Now here we want to get to know the other side of Deva, right? So we know you as the baker, we know you as an entrepreneur, but there's certain questions that I have, which probably a lot of people have not asked you till date.
Correct.
So are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Excited.
What's your favorite time of the day to bake?
There's no particular time. It's about when I have something struck in my mind that this is what I want to try, and it would be 3 a.m., it could be 10 a.m., it could be 6, it could be when I have something in mind and I really want my hands in the kitchen to go for it. So that's.
And how do you think of new products to launch?
It's probably Instagram, it's probably something that I ate at a restaurant, it's probably when I was traveling and I discovered a new ingredient and I want to use that. So I think it's a lot of experience, a lot of first-hand things that I come back to the kitchen and try.
What's the one dessert that you love to make but you have not eaten or you don't eat?
There's nothing like that. I think Varak has all the desserts that Varak has is something that I love to eat. I like people to try what I love, right? And I think Varak is a mirror reflection of that. So yeah, I wouldn't. So cheesecakes is something that I don't fancy, and Preet's like, let's introduce cheesecake. So yeah, we're working on something of that sort that I do not enjoy, but we'll have it soon on the menu.
What's the worst baking disaster you've ever had?
I remember I was baking like this huge batch of cupcakes. I was baking about 200 cupcakes, and I I forgot to add the baking powder, right, which is the main ingredient, and they were eggless, and that's the main ingredient where what leads for it to rise. And after the batch was baked and they did not rise, and I wasted those 200 cupcakes, had to go in the bin. I think that was like heartbreaking. Yeah.
So after that day, you've never forgotten
No,
the baking
never,
powder ever.
never.
Okay, what's always in your fridge?
Butter and eggs.
And some baking powder.
Of course. So butter and eggs. I can do a lot with just that.
One food trend that you dislike currently?
So I think I'm no longer fascinated with dry ice and pouring of chocolate sauce on a chocolate cake. I think it's too mainstream. That's personally just me.
It's overdone now,
it's
right?
overdone. And the moment you add a sauce on a cake and it looks fancy, I don't think. That's just me. It just doesn't fascinate me.
We have a lot of budding bakers on our community, and in general, I know my friends. What's your one piece of advice for them?
Don't give up. I think baking involves, as amazing as it looks from the outside, it needs a lot of dedication and hard work to be in it constantly, right? It's very easy to kind of give up and be like, this is not happening. And you'd want to move out, but don't give up. That's it.
What's your favorite gadget in the kitchen?
It's got to be the planetary mixer where you throw in things and it mixes and then you've got your batter ready. I think it's a one-stop machine that helps you.
Your favorite
yeah,
one?
It's my favorite, planetary mixer.
I'm sure you're a master baker, but is there a skill you're trying to own these days?
Breads and pastries, like dough, hasn't been my strength, and that's what we're working. We'll probably launch a couple of things on the Varak menu this year. Puff pastries, mifois, French pastries, that's something we're working on.
What's your advice, or what is your message to all the Varak fans? What is coming up next?
I'm really grateful for the kind of support we've received and the fact that the brand has really shot up in the last 3 years. We're really grateful for that, and we hope to keep that on, and I'm sure we will keep up to that fan following. Thank you so much.
So thank you to all the customers who've loved Varak. But what is the advice if people like you who are founding partners, if they want to start a business together, what would you tell those?
I think it's very important to not compete with each other, which I've seen a lot of working partners do. I and Preet keep reminding ourselves that our goals are the same and we're not here to compete with each other. So whether it's his decision or my decision, it's not about that. It's something that we choose in common, which will uplift the brand, right? And that's what's very important, to keep reminding ourselves that it's not about me and Preet. It's about the brand. It's about the team. And that's what keeps us going.
So it's really impressive to see that you both are working towards the same vision, the common vision of building the brand, building Varak. And now talking about branding, Varak is positioned as a very lovely luxury brand, right? There's a lot of gold we can see. The packaging we can see is done to a certain standard. So is that a conscious decision?
It was a very, very conscious decision when we started Varak. Varak literally means the gold foil, on desserts, on mithais and sweets that we've had as kids. And we wanted that to reach our customers, which is why our branding, our desserts, our cakes have that little gold foil, which denotes luxury, even in taste and in product, even something that you see and that you feel. So yeah, gold is a very important part of Varak. That's the essence. Whether you see it in our interiors, whether you see it in our packaging, or you see it in our products. So the edible luxury is legit.
Thank you so much. So edible luxury is a conscious decision by the team of Varak. It was lovely to have this conversation with the founder Diva and get to know a little bit more about her partner Preet. We really hope you enjoyed this episode of getting to know more about Varak and the team. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share this with all your friends and family. And we'll be back with another Women of Wonder episode very, very soon.